All right, gonna go see. Hey, what's up, TA? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, it's been a while. I'm still hanging around. You're still hanging around, so works out. I'm like the dude on the street corner. You need something? You need something? Come get me. I'll always be here. Um, cool. Futures dip. Goldman drags on Dow. Looking at IBD headlines this morning. Top China stock breaks out with gusto. What's that one? E-commerce juggernaut. Bzun. Huh. Hey, what's up, Rob? So they got Bzun with a breakout using words like gusto. Bzun broke out powerfully in heavy volume. And markets open. Gusto is a pretty fun word. So there's your cup. Cup with Bzun, no handle. All right. There you go. All right, let's see what's rocking today. Ameren doing good. Pays almost at a new high again. Looks like I was not good in closing my long out yesterday on that one, which is not the end of the world. Um, Good stuff here at the highs. Look at all these guys up here at the highs. Ameren's looking pretty good in its longer consolidation. Had a little pop. Looks like it's selling off some. But definitely a nice pop there after it's been trying to flirt with highs that kind of have some scalloping action here. Hexo. Yeah, has never broken that trend line I drew whenever I drew that. Just stuck in a downtrend. Attempted once. Didn't work out very well. But he pays is up here near highs. SNCR. Carvana also trying to break out of a something base. It's going to be a cup or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks. Oops. It's not what I wanted. 27%. So it definitely has to be a cup base unless it turns into a double bottom, which it still could, but not necessarily doing that great in terms of making that base. NVCR. Oh, yeah, look at that thing. Yeah, it looks pretty good. All right, so Ameren top leader today, but it's already selling off after the gap up. We'll see if it can reverse itself. Pays looking pretty good. Take Two Interactive, you can see on my daily chart there, really just going for it after breaking a very long trend line. Sand, not looking that great. Snap, looks like it's rounding over a little bit on the daily. INSG just above the middle of the channel. ZTO holding that gap is pretty good. We'll see if it'll fill it. 19.6 support for that gap. Twilio is still chilling down here at the lows, not breaking down. That's fairly encouraging. A break above that 139.50 level looks like that would be a buy point for Twilio, at least for a bounce back up to the trend line. Uber yesterday, a pretty good drop. Doesn't look like volume was that aggressive. Still a good drop. I'm not sure about it. ESNT came back and tested the buy point again here. And is coming back. That one's proving to be an interesting hold. Intuit looking better and better every day. We have a beautiful cup base formed here on Intuit. This thing breaks out. That could be pretty good. 555 earnings. That's so weird. 555 then $1. All right, so yeah, Intuit's looking really good. Illumina coming right up to that buy point. We're sitting right on that thing. 172.61, 172.65, the high from yesterday. Look at the big, beautiful base in Illumina. Lots of pocket pivots on the right here. Sitting right there at the breakout point. It's not able to do it yet. Not quite yet. It'll get there. UINSG. Netflix holding up there towards those recent highs. Funko diving yesterday. Doing quite a bit of damage to the chart. What happened there? Not much. Nothing news related. Just a large selling block coming in. You can see it bounce back quite a bit. It's already about in the middle of that candle. Could be a potential buying opportunity, but usually yeah, we'll see. It didn't break too much structure. Closed above the 50-day moving average, which is good. Chegg Fox sitting up there towards highs. Match.com, IAPR, upload. I'm not so sure if I want to track Anik on actionable anymore. What the hell? Oh, as it just starts to rally. I guess we'll leave it up there. Bull flag. Leave it up there on the bull flag. I'm not super on the weekly though. More red than a USSR flag. Yeah, Tilray's getting pretty red. Let's go from the bottom up or towards the bottom. KGKG. Coming up to a long-term trend line. Let's see if we can find some support there. Roku taking another leg lower, coming up to the 50-day moving average. This is its first test of the 50-day since it broke out of this basing structure down here. This top one is the 10-day. Or 10-week, excuse me. That's the 10-week moving average, which is akin to the 50-day. This is getting right at this 50-day moving average, or that could be an interesting bounce play for Roku. Not right now, but going forward. TTD, Tilray. Not happy with that action this morning. NBEV, INCY. That's failing out of that little handle. Not failing the handle, but still down deeper in the handle. SE not bad up there. Etsy looks like it's still consolidating. AMD and Tilray looks like it's bouncing around. Also bouncing me around in my list of stuff here. There's Tilray again bouncing. It keeps moving me around. Some bottom buying there on Tilray, it looks like maybe. That's probably why it's bouncing up so high. EDU. Hmm. Just some choppy action. Just lots and lots of chop. The stuff that's working, still working. Pays, working still. Carvana, at some point is gonna. This is a great weekly chart. At some point, this thing will get popping again. That chart just looks great. Look at that, $8 to $76 in 2 years. Undercut structure here, so now you have first stage consolidations. And your first base is this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nice big long base for Carvana. 30% drop. Definitely prime for a cup and handle. Nothing's for sure, but this one looks pretty good. It looks like a little median resistance point. They're just under that $70 level. Pocket pivot yesterday? 2 days ago. Right there. Looks like aftermarket, probably more dark pool reporting. So someone exchanged a 1.4 million of Carvana right there at that 70 or 62 level. So Carvana probably a top stock to watch right there. Tempe Company out of Arizona here. Pretty close to me actually. Planet Fitness coming back. MDCO, man, talk about pocket pivots. Wow. Obviously some selling involved in a lot of those. This one, quite a bit of selling involved. But these on the right here, these look really healthy. Eli's MACD's curling up there. Crossing recent highs. Potential buy point here for MDCO. Looks like no basing structure. This would just be a consolidation or a pause, and then a continuation. But it looks like it is actionable. Although it's got a weekly range here. It looks like it's kind of towards the maybe in the median part of that range. And depending if it wants to accelerate or not. Yeah, so a little frothy to the upside here recently, forming the base. Well, it's not really a base, but it looks more base-ish right there, but good pocket pivots right there. Of course, Tilray has good pocket pivots, and look what it's doing today. All right, but put MDC on the actionable list. That's a good one. Tilray 1.88 back down right there towards daily lows. Yeah, Tilray with some good pocket pivots. You have a nice pop up right there. A little bit of a selling and buying happening on that day, but this is a great This is a great pocket pivot. This is a great pocket pivot. This is a great pocket pivot. I think even yesterday was a great pocket pivot too. Pretty close to at least. We got 1.891 and then 1.9. So not quite a pocket pivot yesterday, but a pretty decent honorable mention within 100,000 shares, within 10% of a pocket pivot. So that's not horrible. That's pretty good. Trying to break out of this range. It's pulling back, and volume's already heavier than yesterday, unfortunately. But look at all this buying throughout yesterday. It was pretty consistent. So boom, volume comes in. There, pauses. That's a buying candle. That's a stalling candle. And that's a buying candle at the end of the day there before the close, so that's good. So Tilray looking pretty decent down here at these lows. Tilray obviously an MJ stock that had a tremendous run from $20 to $300 in like a month. Just insane. A little over a month, maybe 2 months. So not looking for a repeat of that, but definitely have a 40 week, which is akin to the 200-day moving average, sitting right there. That could be a nice target for it, bouncing above the 50-day, and then up to that 200-day moving average. That could be in the cards for the future for Tilray. As yesterday, the whole MJ sector market was kind of taking a little mini dump, and MJ was looking pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. Yeah, it's not looking bad at all. Looks like this guy, Huya, coming back pretty strong. A big base here. 35%. Little deep for a cup and handle. Should be 33%, but 35 is definitely manageable. I'd like to see a little more volume on the right side of this base. You have a couple of pocket pivots. That's your biggest one. Volume's a little bit light right there. I don't like that on the run up. Not the end of the world though. This guy was a leader for a little bit. Nice uptrend from 15 back up to 30. So doubling right there. No base right there. This is your base. And I'm not sure. Could lead to nice gains. We've got highs here recently of $50. Your buy point up here is $30. So far, we don't exactly know if and where a handle is going to form yet. But that's definitely got to go on the actionable list. All right, Tilray's on actionable. TTD. Well, this guy getting down towards the 50-day moving average. Nothing majorly actionable, though, on TTD. My list here is getting big. NBEV, not very active. Been waiting for this thing to break out for months now. I hate to drop it. iRobot down at these lows. Can't get it going. Tried again yesterday. Just couldn't do it. So maybe this is, I guess it still could come back, but I don't know. I don't want to be super heavy. This is way too high to be actionable, so I'll just get rid of that. AMD's been very choppy. Get rid of that for right now. iRobot, we'll get rid of that for right now too. Uber, definitely failing. Oh, I wish I could see volume here. Can't really see volume. Okay, Winnebago. It's been good the entire time. INSG, been waiting for that to break out. It did move out of the lows though. Match.com. Looks like it's formed another flat base here. Waiting for that thing to work out. 12%, definitely within 15% range. It's under 13% in this base, so this is a flat base. Buy point would be 75.38 for Match. INCY, this guy also in a base right here. What I'm noticing now is a lot of bases. We talked about a lot of bases here so far. So if this market does get going, if we do get something going with China, some other major macro catalyst, that could be pretty good for the markets. Etsy. That's not at all what I wanted to do with Etsy. Didn't want to double up on Etsy. INCY. There's the one with the base right there. Anik. This guy getting close to that line. Saw this earlier. Fox F. We've had this up here since way before here through this whole round trip. Finally with some volume yesterday. Or is it no, day before yesterday? That's a huge sell block, it looks like. Oh no, that's another dark pool. Okay. But just a run up right here coming out of this. Just on a tear. Small pause at the 50-day. Nice extension for Fox. There's Anik Tesla. I'm going to take you off the actionable list. Gosh, come on, man. I'm not. What the fuck? Oh my god. Fifth turns blah, 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 blah. Whatever. All right, EPAM. Oh wow, trying to break out this morning or yesterday. We didn't notice EPAM yesterday. How come we didn't notice that? Or did we? I just don't remember it. Anyway, failing to break out yesterday. Didn't really quite get there. It's still on the list. Yeah, it's trying to make me go insane is what it's trying to do there, Rob. It is boring, but when it gets exciting, it happens in a split second, so you can't lose track of it. That's the job. If you want excitement, go to Vegas. Atlantic City, whatever's closer for you. All right, BIIB. There's nothing really actionable about this one right now. We're looking at it for a low bounce, never transpired. Check's been pretty good also in a higher level another consolidation, another base. 17%. Doesn't quite qualify as a flat base. It'd have to be cup and handle. Sherman-Williams, this guy. That's going to be a deep base right there. 26, not bad. Who knew paint would be so profitable? I'm not a Vegas person either. Atlassian bounced off that 50-day from the other day. We mentioned that. ESNT. Take-Two Interactive attempting to break out today. Or launch, I should say. I see that. A Biomed long-term trend line. Maybe that's breaking. This one, I'm kind of waiting on this one. Yesterday it got right there towards 275. Right towards that trend line. Didn't quite do it, though. Jazz Pharmaceuticals breaking a trend line right there the other day and sustaining so far. So that's pretty good for Jazz. And there's Huya right there. Large cup. MDCO going for it. A little bit more today. That guy's looking really good. Sand. Funko. Pays right back at highs. And Amarin. Sold off a little. Look at the volume in Amarin this morning. Wow, that's already got to be average volume. It is. That's huge volume. So far, looks like quite a bit of selling. NASDAQ is basically flat. Today is a throwaway today, at least so far. Not looking very good in terms of rallies and stuff. We're just waiting on something. Eventually, the market will squirrel its way to another topic, but for right now, it's just sold on. Your friend's still sitting on those bags? Man, bless his soul. NIO looks like it's getting up towards the top of our global watch list here with some good volume stepping in here. O'Reilly Auto Parts supported the 200-day moving average, which is my dotted blue line, the bottom left corner screen. Looks like it's getting with it this morning. SNCR, ring. Whoops. think I'm gonna call it an early day today, guys. If it's gonna be like this, I get some more. I gotta kind of got through a milestone in my program yesterday, so pretty motivated to keep going on that. So if you guys want to check something out, TZA looks like they did a reverse stock split. This is a 3 times bearish ETF on the Russell 2000. And so as the market continually goes up, this continually goes down. And as you can see, its high is like 37,000. So you can see it was down here at, $10. So they did a reverse stock split, probably 4 for 1 to keep it up to 45 to keep it kind of tradable. They do that all the time with these reverse ETFs. With the long ETFs, like the TNA is the inverse of this one. This is the 3 times the Russell short. TNA is the 3 times Russell long. They don't split this one as much, but they definitely do. They definitely will split it from time to time. So if you see something with a massive gap like TZA, make sure it's not a 3 times ETF or an ETF of some kind. Such thing as a bottoming base. There's not such thing as a bottoming base, but I've thought about it actually. Rob, I actually made a note one day for about bottoming base with a question mark, trying to find something at low that basically could reverse. Basically, I think what it would be is just like if you take, well, TNA probably wouldn't be a good example, but I think if you took, I'm trying to think of a stock that was at a low that you could have, it would just be a base in a low area, but I don't know about a bottoming base. A base itself implies a pause and more accumulation is really what a base is. A base is after an uptrend, so here you go. So after an uptrend, it goes sideways for a while. Looking at NIO. Okay, perfect. Thanks for that. So I think low bases would basically be considered reversal patterns. Everyone kind of, I think one of the holy grails in trading is trying to find lows that will come back. Okay, buy low, sell high. I think that's kind of socially ingrained in everyone's head, is buy low and sell high. So you see something low, you think it's a deal. You always remember these prices, and you always think it's going to come back. I think it's subconscious to human nature, and I think it's just inherent in people. We see something, we expect it to happen again. So, but yeah, that's kind of the holy grail. When I look at stuff like this, I try to look for volume accumulation, higher lows kind of holding. This is holding up above, just a little bit above a low, and then I look for a high to break, which would be a trend reversal, which is very similar to what you do in a base. When you're looking at a basing structure, like right here on the NASDAQ, you look for consolidation, you look for a trend, you look for the trend to break. The same thing here, you're looking for a trend break in the upward direction. So similar tenets, just different places in the chart. I think part of the reason is to understand why it's down and if it could possibly come back. Like in crypto, it doesn't matter because nothing matters in crypto. Everything can come back. But in stocks, what you have is fundamentals, you have macroeconomics, you have actual businesses that are growing or not growing or market situations changing. There's lots of things going on in the stock market. So I think if you understand the markets, maybe NIO is a great car maker, and it's just undervalued right now because whatever reason, and you have good catalyst. I mean, the chart here is not horrible. You got high volumes down here underneath this $3 level. It's holding above 235. I mean, this could come back, but you'd look for a high like that to break. But I don't know of any actual bottoming patterns other than just our traditional patterns at lows. Man, Pay's still rocking. I don't mind O'Reilly off of that 200-day bounce, man. O'Reilly's a beast. They've done okay. What's our low in O'Reilly? $4. It's at $400. This was back. I mean, this was way back. Obviously, this was 2000. So, but to go up 100x, it's pretty good. And it just continues there. But yeah, O'Reilly's a pretty good stock. I mean, you would anticipate it at least getting up to highs which is about 7%. 414. And until Tesla or NIO moves into America, starts selling millions of electric cars, stocks like O'Reilly will still be valuable. Fixing all these broken ass cars. Man, took long enough. Oh, that's not bad. I'm not sure if 45 days is long enough, but O'Reilly usually doesn't move that aggressively. Hmm. Domino's is another one that's usually pretty good. Nettie's right here. Here's another China name. Kind of very, very slow out of the gate, probably due to the China trade war thing. But I think a lot of these Chinese companies don't really care too much about these Chinese internet companies, at least. They're just in here to take money from the U.S. markets. Race on with the program. Regeneron, some pretty good action down here towards these lows. We noticed this one a while back down here a couple of weeks ago. Some pocket pivots here. You got potentially two. One looks like a little bit low. 1498, 1493. Oh, it is a pocket pivot. Barely. But there's some selling right there also. So I guess it's still considered a pocket pivot, but definitely some distribution here. There's some bottom buying right there. It's a little bit all over the place. Definitely some high volume candles without downward price movement, which is pretty bullish. Yeah, I've heard about it. Is it actually happening now? Last time I heard about it, it was just they were just talking about it, like a $1 trillion IPO. Gosh, talk about sucking liquidity out of the U.S. market. That's all they're doing. So Regeneron, see on the weekly chart, I actually really like this for a bounce play. Back up to this trend line. The question is, when is it going to do it? If it can do it. That's the question. If. All right. They should make it a blockchain. There you go. Blockchain all the things. So maybe 416 going out to 2021. That's 67% gain over 2 years. Can't be horribly mad at that, but that's hopefully it gets up going faster than that. That one's kind of hard to But I do like it out of these low levels. It's down here at lows, guys. This Regeneron stock. Yeah, you got 34% up there. You can probably get a pretty good gain just buying the general stock. When this does curl up, you don't. A big boy like Regeneron usually doesn't stay down at the lows like this. You see the scalloping action. It's gonna do another one. It'll eventually get up towards this. Hopefully, there's another trend line here. Hopefully, it doesn't stall there. Anyway, I see a Biomed would be another one of those. I would be interested in that one as well. All these Regeneron and Biomed, they're all medical stocks. They'll come back. They always go through their cycles. They're just in a down cycle right now. All right, but what's Apple doing? It looks like it attempted to rally. Looks like my streamer disconnected. ServiceNow, just chugging along, chugging to go higher. Chegg, Jazz Pharmaceuticals, Twilio, Sherwin-Williams, Atlassian. Quite a bit of red on the screen here. These are the red ones today. Fox, barely red. INCY in a handle. Anik. EPAM, Intuit. Waiting for Intuit. Uber. Not looking so great. Illumina. ZTO. Things slow today. Match.com, IIPR. Man, I will say this is consolidating super nice from when I didn't buy it way down here. This is consolidating super nice up here. A break above this would be probably would be a go for me. Snap. Looks like it's dropping a little bit. Etsy, IIPR, INSG. We missed Tilray. Thought we'd. Yeah. Tilray bouncing back a little bit here. Not bad. Etsy, Winnebago. Little choppy. Little bit. Roku bouncing off the 50-day. Okay, there's your 50-day play for. I don't know. Maybe I'll play this. That's pretty good volume on Roku. Let me look at this. This has been a pretty good leader in terms of its rally. Faltered here recently, but you can't be too mad at it. I guess the question is, where could it go? Back up to 100.